If you're completely new to SEO, in this video I'm going to walk you through the steps our trainees joining SEOleverage.com go through in order to get up to speed with SEO really fast. Follow the steps to get hands-on with SEO really quickly, as my team does. Many of our team members have many years of experience, but I like to bring on trainees and teach them our Erica framework and our approach to SEO right from the ground up. We're going to share free resources and some paid resources out there to bring your SEO knowledge to the next level. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up down below, share this video, and make sure that your friends can also enjoy all the tips and tricks we give here about online marketing and SEO. Hi, my name is Gert. I'm the founder and CEO of SEOleverage.com, a tool plus consulting offer where we help many clients get their SEO up to speed and make sure that they focus on the things that actually matter in SEO. If you want to know more, head over to SEOleverage.com. Most people in our team at SEO Leverage have been doing SEO for many years. However, I really like bringing on new team members to the team because we can then make sure that they learn SEO from the ground up based on our methodology and can implement it for our clients. Over the years, we have selected the best training materials we could find to support the learning process. Very often at the beginning, it's important to just really orientate yourself on what is SEO all about. Why is it so valuable to have a top ranking? And then, based on this knowledge, then build up the next steps with resources and the experience of savvy SEOs like myself who have been doing SEO for many years, paired with examples from existing projects, existing clients, where we always work with 30-40 clients here at SEO Leverage. So even new trainees can get an insight of what this is all about, what leverage can SEO actually present in a marketing strategy, and pair theoretical knowledge with hands-on experience. Many years ago, I started learning SEO from Moz.com and specifically from Rand Fishkin and his Whiteboard Friday series. This is many years ago. A lot of things have been changing over time since then. SEO is a moving target and changes all the time anyway. But still today, Moz is one of the main resources to learn SEO, to really check what SEO is all about and get the fundamentals right. And this is why still today, many years later, I still have every trainee joining the team go through the Moz beginners training because the training material is outstanding and definitely worth every bit. What we do here is that we accompany the process with experienced SEOs. So once a chapter is essentially studied, we give more context and make sure people really understand what those steps are, why is link building important, why is technical SEO important, how are all those things playing together. So it's important not only to give the theoretical knowledge on the one hand, but also provide some experienced SEO background and context to it. One thing is really important for me, and this is whenever I personally train someone, I want to make sure they know why something is important. The how can actually be learned, and we have a lot of existing processes here, standard operating procedures, where we just make sure that the level of quality of our work is maintained at the same level, no matter who is on the team working on something in particular. But what's really important, especially for new trainees, is that they have a good understanding of why we do something. Why do we want to optimize a meta title? Why do we link one page to the other one? Why do we create content around a certain area? Why do we reach out to a site to get a link from them? Once they understand the why behind it, it's going to be much easier to apply their knowledge to the practical day-to-day SEO work. Apart from the Moz beginners training, over the years I've also come to create our own video series. This is where I teach my new trainees how to use Screaming Frog, how to work with Ahrefs, how to analyze a website, how to analyze a link, all these kinds of things. This video series, by the way, is still available for free as an add-on inside SEO Leverage, inside our application in the resources section. And still today, I want people to go through this and get to learn our own approach, the Erica framework and these kinds of things through our own training materials. What I really like when it comes to training new SEOs is combine theoretical blocks with practical examples. And this is why I have our head writer join the trainees for a few days and have them do some writing. Even though we usually have professional experienced writers creating content for our clients, I think some writing experience, doing a few days of content writing for SEO, guest post writing and these kinds of things is just really important to round up the SEO profile for an experienced SEO. So merging essentially experienced people in their roles with new trainees so they get exposed to specific fields in SEO has proven to be a really good start. At the same time, some of those trainees seem to be natural writers, so some of them might even want to join the writing team after having a week of experience in SEO writing and then get their specific writing training. After getting some writing experience, it's really important that we get exposed to one of the most used content management systems out there, which is WordPress. So I have every trainee join our head implementer here and get some hands-on WordPress experience. Not only like a theoretical walkthrough, but every trainee is going to create their own website where they apply their SEO knowledge with research, with design, with layout, with content, etc. This step of creating a sample site really has multiple advantages. First of all, some trainees haven't created a website before, and this is, I think, just something everybody should be able to do when you're working in SEO, build a small website. And the second thing is that this way they can actually do some tests in a safe environment. They can try some stuff, they can actually make some things actually fail on the site and nothing happens. Before they actually start touching any client sites, we want to make sure they have a well-rounded profile there. All those sites they're creating, they might be from different industries. We had one create a site in the healthcare space, another one was trying to sell a product, another one was a skincare industry product, I think, as well. Recently, all those sites, we can then use them for our R&D, for SEO experiments, because we have them flying around. And even our SEO team, once they start doing some research and before they want to try something on a client's site, they might go to their site and see what this is actually doing. And this is really, really important. You want to be testing all the time in SEO, but you want to make sure that you do the first tests, check your theory, your assumption, or your hypothesis on a low-risk testing site before you actually start picking a sample of URLs on your money site and implement this. So after trainees create their sample site where they implement something they want to work on, be it in an industry they like, in do their keyword research, build up their content, create their topical maps, etc. Afterwards, we very often have them check out the Ahrefs.com blog. This is one of the best resources these days in SEO. I think Tim Solo and his team have done great work there to make sure that people understand both what SEO is all about and how to go about certain things, but obviously this is a product, they want to make sales. They also show you how Ahrefs.com works, which is an important part of the training for every new SEO. Pick either Ahrefs.com or SEMrush.com. You should be able to use actually both, but at least one of those tools, and make sure that you can analyze competitors, check out the competitive landscape, analyze backlinks, research content and keywords and topics, etc. So the Ahrefs.com blog does a really good job there, and I have every trainee go through the blog, through the main chapters there, and then discuss with me their findings, their questions, and just always make sure that they have someone in the team with more experience they can actually ask and say, okay, how is this link building, external links related to internal links, how does the link choose flow work, just to really make sense of it. The knowledge transfer from experienced SEOs to trainees is a really, really big part of the SEO training of a person who hasn't been doing SEO before. Now the next step is really pairing up the trainees with senior SEOs that show them the ropes and walk them through the most important SOPs we have here at SEOleverage.com. Every process, everything we work on is defined in a step-by-step instruction. On the one hand, you need an experienced SEO making decisions on a website, but on the other hand, you also want to make sure that the result of this research, the result of the reports, the analysis processes, etc., are actually in line with an overall quality standard. And this is where the training on the standard operating procedures is so important. So we have them learn how do we at SEO Leverage produce a quick audit? How do we at SEO Leverage go about creating a deep dive audit? How at SEO Leverage are we responding to a client request? How do we analyze whether migration has certain risks? What can we do in order to decide which of 10 different URLs to choose as the main article and which others to link to it? So all these kinds of things need to be trained. So someone with a basic SEO foundation trainees have after a few weeks needs to then be exposed to specific processes, and where we also make sure that they put essentially their knowledge into practice, their experience into practice, and start helping our clients together with a senior SEO. SEO experience comes with weeks and months and years. And this is why it's so important to expose new trainees to as many different things, cases, problems as possible, so they can really put their experience into practice and apply their knowledge that they have gained to specific cases. And this is where it's really important to have ongoing Q&As. I do training with my team, with certain team members all the time, just to make sure that they get exposed to those new things that come up, new sites that come up. They hear why we create a certain strategy for someone specifically, and just case by case build up the SEO knowledge over time. At SEO Leverage, we're at any point working with 30 to 40 projects. Usually our team is close to 30 people these days, and we're growing really, really fast. So training our team members up very quickly to the point where they can help senior team members to do SEO on our client sites is just really, really important, and we refine the process all the time. If you want to know more about how SEO Leverage as a tool and with the consulting offer can help your particular project, head over to seoleverage.com or reach me on social media. My name is Gert. Thank you for watching.